Goodbye 2023. Hello 2024. I'm Eric Peterson, broker at Kopa Real Estate. So happy new year to everybody. And we're much more upbeat and positive about the market today than we were a year ago. I just wanted to give you another quick market update, show you how we've gotten to where we are, and then look at what we're looking at to see where the market's going to be heading for the rest of the year. So let's get into some of the data right now of what we're looking at. And so, one of the surprising things to some people, I was having breakfast with a friend and he said there was a house across the street from him. It was for sale for $550,000. He was like, oh, geez, a couple of years ago, that would have sold for $700,000. And so, yeah, if you look at Austin is the leading market in the country. Or I don't know if leading is the right word for it, but down 13.9% from the peak. And so there's a lot of reasons for that, and 5.5% down from a year ago. A lot of reasons for that. But you remember if you were watching what we were putting out in 2022, at the peak of the market, I was showing everybody what the difference was between the homes that somebody that won a multiple offer situation versus what was in second place. And the delta, the disparity between those two is so huge. I was telling everybody that everyone who contacted me that if they wanted to sell their house for more than it was worth, that was the best time to do it. And so to some extent, what we found is that just that winning offer has gone away. So we're back to that second offer in second place. And that was probably more of the market value anyway. So when I look at those numbers dropping, I'm not really as depressed about it as maybe some people, because it's kind of what I was expecting to happen. One thing that you should be paying attention to, though, our number one video from our weekly email newsletter that goes out, and let me know if you want to subscribe to that, but was last year when I went to see a local economist who was predicting that prices might drop 10 to 14%. And I got more people unsubscribing to that. It just told me something that a lot of people don't want to know the reality of what's going on in the market. And, that's okay. Our clients, we look at, who are my tribe? My tribe are people that do want to know exactly what's going on. And it's important that the number one reason why people have homes that come on the market and don't sell, or even get frustrating real estate experiences, is because they often hire a real estate agent who tells them what they want to hear instead of what's really going on. And so, if you just want to talk to somebody who's going to tell you what you want to hear, you probably don't want to contact us. But here's a great article that just came out about being too many realtors. And so this group found that 49% of agents sold only one or no homes last year. 70% sold 5 homes or less. So when you're getting information from somebody, you might not really be getting that expert information that you think you're getting. So something that if you do want more information this year, plan to sign up for one of our home selling seminars. We have 2 of them coming up in January 20th at the Cedar Park Rec Center at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and Thursday, January 25th at Moonshine out in the Avery Ranch area at 5 p.m. So plan to attend either of those events. And then let's look at what I'm paying attention to this year. So there's a couple of big things. One is mortgage applications. We typically don't see mortgage applications pick up until about the 3rd week. So it's too early to tell what's going to happen as far as there being really pent-up demand nationally for buyers out there for houses. Second thing that we're going to be looking at, though, is inventory of homes. And so if you go back and you look at where we are right now, we're dipped down from a couple months ago, which is typically seasonality. The market bottoms out in terms of number of homes for sale in January. So it's not unusual for this, but you look at where we are compared to 2019, and we're considerably over that. So real estate comes down to supply and demand. Right now, we have a little bit of a higher supply on the market. Good news is mortgage rates have dipped down. We're down below 7% now. We were up over 8% at one point just a few weeks ago. So it's been a dramatic drop in mortgage rates. But still, we're higher than we were a year ago, right? And so this doesn't necessarily mean that all of a sudden now you're going to be getting 20 offers for your house. This is still probably a great time for buyers that can go out and buy a house without as much competition as they might get when rates go down. Keep in mind, a lot of sellers are like, oh, I want to wait until rates drop. Well, we're probably not going to see rates in the 5% range until 2025. Probably need to see rates 5.5% or less for an extended period of time to see tremendous buyer demand come back. And, we're never going to see the 3% rates again. Some good news about Austin, though, is National Association Realtors did rank Austin as one of the top markets for pent-up buyer demand. And even from my experience, we see that open house traffic is just as high as it normally has been. Difference being that a lot of buyers are renting a place first before deciding to buy a house. So when exactly they're going to jump into the market, it's a little bit hard to say. So for some people, homes are still not quite as affordable as they would like to be. Then second, another good news that we saw is U-Haul just ranked Austin among their top 5 cities and number 1 in Texas for one-way moves. And that's a lot of people that are moving here. Again, a lot of these are people that are coming here and renting. We do have a lot of migration in for millennials, and that's really good for the housing market in the long run because millennials are the ones that form households later on. So those are our future home buyers. Okay, so if you want to talk to us about your real estate plans for this year, just get in touch with me. You can contact me at 512-791-7473. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your support. Take care.